This time we're going to be replacing a windshield washer fluid reservoir and pump. This is a 2001 Toyota Tacoma V6.
There's some more I got to get loose here.
Going to be pulling the breather and all that stuff off first to get down in there. You can see the reservoir down in here, and then the pump is going to be on the very bottom of that reservoir. We've got the new reservoir and pump and everything sitting here ready to go. So right now we're going to be removing the air filter system and getting it all out of the way. We've got the top breather system out, so we can get to the little nuts and bolts and stuff right there. Now under here, we've got to get this cover off. There's 3 bolts holding it in, so we'll pull that off and be right back. All right, we've got the cover off, and the cover goes through and basically holds it in. And there is your pump that's going to be located right on the side of it there. We'll pop that out, pop the plugs out. Oh.
Well, you just got to raise it up and push these down.
Yeah, that's what you'll do.
Yeah.
You got to get your side arms on your deal in. It'll drop down and everything come out.
Yeah, but get the biggest pump undone before we get it out. The hoses and all that stuff has got to come off. Let me see a picture of it.
What we're going to have to do here, you know, the old one here has this hole in the bottom. That is where your level sensor goes for your fluid levels. Now the new one here, these are just a generic pump reservoir. And the new ones don't go with anything. We're going to have to actually drill a hole here, but that's not a big problem. We're just going to use our little hole saw here and pop the hole in the bottom of it. We'll get everything put back together. So let me drill this hole out. All right, we've got our hole in here now. Getting the No. You're gonna have to push that in while I hold the camera. There we go. It is ready to put back in. Okay. So this is your sensor that lets you know what your fluid levels are. Just your standard plug. Like I said, you can see where it's going to go back up in this hole right here. Once we get it in, then we will actually put the neck back down through that hole and into the reservoir. So let's get this thing put back together real quick and we'll show you what it looks like. All right, you got to get this. That goes through the cover. So what that does is it helps you line the cover up when you're putting it back on. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws here that have to go back in. So be putting this one in. Come right above me right here, buddy.
Which way to go? That was a hard one to get out.
Here, let me see it. Let me see it.
Now that was the easy one to get out. The hard one's up on there.
Right, that's number 2 started. We gotta get number 3 started right here.
That can be right behind your head. you, Dave. I dropped both of them right in the head there.
It's kind of hard working under here.
Yeah, I should have had a jack on that string. That would have been too easy.
All right, but we've got everything hooked up, and we'll be right back in just a minute. Let me get these screws started. All right, let me see. Where's your ratchet? All right, we got all the screws started in here. Like I said, it's 4 screws that hold this one in place. One. Long handle and a short spot. 2. 3. And I don't think that one started. Yeah, it is. It started.
I can put your air ratchet on if you want to. I'll get your ratchet on that one.
All right, there's 4. Got all the wires hooked up, got the plugs hooked up. Everything is hooked up.
Check it though. I could put a little bit in there. What is this one for? It's just the extra one come with that pump in it.
All righty. Yep. And now,
Need some more. I think it's gonna need something to push it in there. It ain't in there. Put it back up. Let me look at it. Yeah. Let me go some fluid to put on there.
all right, we got to get this back in. And we got to get our air filter system hooked back up. And we'll be ready to go. All right, we've got everything put back in. We've got our filter back in. Now we're going to add some fluid to it and see if it works.
It said plus 32. How this is gonna work. That's what I want to put in.
And we don't have any leaks going on.
Yeah. Let's leave it up till we get.
Let's see if it works.
Yeah. May have to reset it.
dragging the pump a little bit to pick up the fluid. Haven't been on there in a while, so it'll take a minute to come out the other side. But the pump is working. And just for a heads up, this is going to be our next project right here. This is a 25 horse Kohler, and we're going to do a complete overhaul on it, top and bottom. So we'll start out about a 3 or 4 part series probably, and we'll break it completely down. We'll see what we got to have. We'll get the parts ordered, get it put back together, and give you a step-by-step guide on how to rebuild the entire engine. Like I said, it's a 25 horse Kohler, so that'll be our next one.